Welcome to the AI for Career Success podcast by Curt Robbins, where we help you get smarter than your competition.
Welcome, everyone. This is episode 177, and today we're looking at something that could really change the game for anyone in marketing, design, or even technical writing.
That's right. We're talking about Google's newest image generator, Nano Pro 2. I'm Fred Jones.
And I'm Daphne Blake. We're basing our conversation today on a really insightful article from our producer, Curt Robbins.
It's titled Tool Review, Google's Nano Pro, and it was just published on LinkedIn on January 11th, 2026.
I'm really grateful that Curt writes so many great articles every week. He really helps listeners achieve a balanced perspective when it comes to AI, including its pros and cons.
He really does. And the big question he poses, has Nano finally grown up?
You mean, has it gone from being a fun, sort of casual tool for making cool pictures?
Exactly. To being a serious, enterprise-ready asset that you can actually rely on for your job.
So, is it ready for the desktop of a professional knowledge worker? That's what we need to figure out.
Okay, let's start with the evolution, because the name itself has a bit of a story. Nano was this affectionate internal code name.
Right, that the public just kind of adopted. But now, Pro 2 is officially powered by the Gemini 3 Pro image architecture.
Which is a huge, huge upgrade under the hood.
It is. And that upgrade points directly to their new target audience. This isn't for everyone anymore.
No, it's specifically aimed at knowledge workers. Think technical writers, graphic designers, marketing pros.
The focus has completely pivoted from just general aesthetics to, well, professional function.
And the article identifies the core change as a shift from simple image generation to something called visual reasoning.
Visual reasoning.
What does that actually mean for someone trying to get work done?
It means the AI isn't just, guessing what looks good. It's actively understanding constraints, rules, and relationships you give it.
So it's about precision.
It's all about precision and following brand guidelines. In the business world, a beautiful image that breaks the rules is completely useless. Or worse, it's a liability.
That makes so much sense. And the first big win from that reasoning ability is text.
Oh, the text problem. It was so bad in the early days.
I remember asking for a simple sign and getting back what Curt called illegible gibberish or cryptic glyphs.
It looked like an alien language. Total nonsense.
That problem, according to the article, has been largely solved with what they're calling semantic text rendering.
Yeah, Nano Pro 2 can now reliably create readable, accurate text on things like mockups or presentation slides.
And it's now rivaling the previous leader in that space, ideogram.
It is. So imagine you're a consultant who needs a localized ad in French. The text has to be perfect.
Or a project manager who needs a complex diagram with very specific labels.
This changes the tool from a toy into a real measurable time saver. You're not exporting it to Photoshop to fix the text anymore. It just works.
Okay, so that's the input side of things. But what about changing the output? The article dives into sophisticated editing next.
Right, and this is where the natural language processing really shines. The old way was so clumsy.
You had to manually, paint over the area you wanted to change?
Exactly. You had to mask it out. And if you're not a designer, good luck with that.
So what's the new way?
Now you just tell it what to do. You can upload a product shot and say, remove the coffee cup from the desk and replace it with a smartphone.
No masking required.
None. The AI understands the context and just does it. It cuts down on so much back and forth.
This all seems to be building toward one central theme from the article, which is consistency.
Yes. Consistency is the holy grail for any enterprise. You can't have your branding changing from one slide to the next.
It looks unprofessional.
Terribly. And that's why this feature called reference flipping is, well, it's probably the killer app for professional teams.
Explain that, because uploading one reference image isn't new.
No, but this is different. You can upload up to 14 reference images.
14.
Yes. So you give it the product from different angles, your exact brand color palette, the face of your mascot, and it uses all of that as hard constraints.
So you can actually maintain a character's appearance across a whole 10-slide pitch deck.
Or ensure you're using that exact shade of corporate blue in a rebrand. It enforces the rules.
And that workflow efficiency leads right into what the article calls the true killer feature for big business.
Which is the workspace integration.
It's not just about the quality of the image anymore, is it?
Not for a big company. It's the fact that Nano Pro 2 lives inside Google Slides and Google Vids.
It's not some external tool you have to connect to. It's right there.
Right. And this solves the rogue creative problem.
Which is when employees just grab whatever images they find online.
Yep. Often by accident, they use unapproved off-brand stuff. With this integration, they generate assets right there, inside the corporate ecosystem, using the approved reference images.
So it enforces compliance automatically. You can't go off brand.
Exactly. And you have an audit trail for every single asset that gets created. For a large company, that control is priceless.
Let's take a brief break for a special message from our producer, Curt Robbins.
Hi, this is Curt Robbins. First, thanks for listening. I truly appreciate your support. I want to let you know that I'm currently accepting new clients. My rates are affordable, and I have more than 25 years of experience working for enterprise companies like Microsoft, Northrop Grumman, Oracle, PNC Bank, FedEx, USAA, and Wells Fargo, among many others. If you want to improve your IT documentation and communications, hire me. I deliver fast, know how to use AI to improve efficiency and accuracy, and love going the extra mile to satisfy my clients. Thank you for subscribing and listening. Back to you, Daphne and Fred.
Welcome back to the AI for Career Success podcast. So before the break, we're talking about all the professional upside of Nano Banana Pro 2.
But, of course, there are caveats. This level of enterprise polish comes with some pretty significant costs and limitations.
For sure, the days of just, generating hundreds of free images are over.
The article highlights a big shift to strict usage caps and throttling, even on the paid plans.
And that's a critical point. If you're a power user, like an in-house designer, you could hit your daily limit pretty fast.
It creates what the article calls daily limit anxiety.
It really does. You can't just experiment freely anymore. You have to be so much more deliberate with your prompts to avoid wasting your quota.
Every generation now has a cost, not just in money, but in opportunity.
Precisely. And then there's the quality of the images themselves. Some early reviewers are calling the hyperrealism occasionally unnerving.
Which sounds cool, but it immediately raises some serious brand safety flags around deepfakes.
Absolutely. When an AI gets that good at photorealism, the risk of it accidentally creating something that looks like a real copyrighted person or a protected location goes way up.
This isn't just an abstract ethical problem, is it? This is a workflow problem.
It's a legal governance problem. Corporate legal teams now have to create brand new, strict rules for how these assets are reviewed before they ever see the light of day.
So what does that look like in practice for, the person actually using the tool?
It means you need layers of verification. You have to log every prompt you use, keep a record of all the reference images, and have a human review layer that is specifically looking for things like unintentional resemblance to a public figure.
So you can't just generate and publish.
No way. The risk of getting sued or damaging the brand is just too high. You have to build these risk mitigation steps into your process.
Okay, that's a really important warning. Let's shift gears and talk about who this is really for. Let's start with startups and small companies.
For them, this is a massive budget saver. It completely bridges the gap. They don't have money for expensive photo shoots or design retainers.
So a founder can create studio-quality mock-ups for their pitch deck all by themselves.
Exactly. But they have to be smart about it. Because of those usage caps, they need to be hyper-efficient.
What's the strategy then?
Use that reference flipping feature immediately. Upload your logo, your brand colors, any early product shots. Basically, train your own little brand model right from day one.
That way you're not wasting your limited quota on drafts that are totally off-brand.
That's the key. Now, for individual consultants or freelancers, it's a slightly different calculation.
Like a management consultant or a technical writer.
For them, the text-heavy diagrams and charts we talked about earlier are the killer feature. They can create a bespoke visual for a client report in minutes.
Instead of using cheesy stock art?
Right. But again, the caution is about the limits. A freelancer has to do a serious cost-benefit analysis. The subscription cost versus how many images they can actually generate.
So if you're an art director who needs to brainstorm dozens of ideas a day, this might be too restrictive.
It might be. This is a tool for high-value, surgical output, not necessarily high-volume, creative exploration.
Okay, so to sum this all up, it seems the big takeaway is that Nano Banana Pro 2 is absolutely a serious, enterprise-ready tool.
No question. It's defined by that text rendering and consistency, and it's designed to plug right into a corporate workflow.
But its limitations, both the usage caps and the legal risks, mean you have to be very strategic about how you use it.
You do, and I think the biggest mindset shift for any professional using this is realizing that AI prompting isn't about artistic taste anymore.
What do you mean by that?
With a tool this focused on compliance and brand guidelines, your prompt has become a document. It's a record of your adherence to corporate and legal standards.
It's not just a creative request.
It's a compliance request. Mastering this tool professionally means shifting from thinking like an artist to thinking like a brand manager or even a paralegal. That's the new skill.
That is a fascinating thought to end on. Your prompts are documentation, not inspiration.
Thank you for listening to the AI for Career Success podcast from Curt Robbins, where we help you get smarter than your competition. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, and share. We'll see you next time.